Hi everyone, it's Ruth here from St Helens. We thought as you are all at home it would be really nice to give you a little bit of something for the children of the parish as we do a little bit in Sunday school. So we thought maybe if you could all sit down together as a family, that would be really nice, especially as today is a really special day for your mums. And what we normally start doing in Sunday school is that we say our hellos and share our news. So you may want to pause this podcast now and all give each other a bit of a wave, say hello to each other. And if you've got something fun to share with each other, now is the time to do it. So brilliant. Hopefully you've all done that. And now it's time to stand up. And one of the things we love to do is get rid of all our wiggles. So we're going to do the wiggle song. And remember to tell your parents that when it says freeze, they have got to stand really, really still. Off you go.
Wiggle, 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 freeze. Wiggle, 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 freeze. I said I gotta get the wiggles out of me. I'm gonna shake my hands, I'm gonna shake my feet, I'm gonna shake my head, gonna groove to the beat. Cause I gotta get the wiggles out of me. I said I gotta get the wiggles out of me. Wiggle, 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 freeze. Wiggle, 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 freeze. I said I gotta get the wiggles out of me. Skiddly scat, skiddly dee. I gotta get the wiggles out of me. Cause I wanna hear the story, it's gonna be fun. Cause hearing all about Jesus is for everyone. So I gotta get the wiggles out of me. Wiggle, 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 freeze. Wiggle, 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 freeze. I said I gotta get the wiggles out of me. I said I gotta get the wiggles out of me. I said I gotta get the wiggles out of me. Take it down and freeze.
Wow, well done everyone. That was great. So now you've all got your wiggles out of you, it's time to sit back down again, and we're going to have a story on this special Mother's Day of two women in the Bible.
Hello, it's Peter here, and I'm going to read the story. There was no food left at home in Bethlehem, so Naomi and her family went away to a land that had plenty of food. They stayed away for a long time. I must go home again, Naomi decided one day. She was all alone now, no husband and no children. Her husband and both her boys had died. I will go with you, said Orpah, who had married one of Naomi's boys. Let me come too, said Ruth, who had married the other. They were kind girls, and they both loved Naomi dearly. So they set out together. But on the way, Naomi said, It was kind of you to come so far. Now you must go back. The girls both cried. They loved Naomi dearly, and they did not want to leave her. Sadly, Orpah went back. But Ruth held Naomi tight. Let me go with you to Bethlehem, she said. From now on, your home will be my home, your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Ruth would not change her mind, so they went on together. When they got to Bethlehem, everyone was very excited. Naomi, is it really you after all this time? And they talked all about Ruth. How kind she is to Naomi, they said. It was harvest time in Bethlehem. They were cutting the corn. Naomi and Ruth were very poor. They had no farm of their own and no one to help them. Ruth went out into the fields each day. She picked up the corn that was left to make bread for them both to eat. The fields belonged to Farmer Boaz. He saw how hard Ruth worked. He heard how kind she was, and Naomi was one of his family. "Leave plenty for Ruth," he told his men. "Wherever did you get all that corn?" asked Naomi when Ruth got home. Ruth told her, and Naomi thought of a plan. Kind Ruth deserved a good husband. Farmer Boaz was just the man. Naomi's plan worked. Ruth and Farmer Boaz were married. They had a baby boy. Granny Naomi was so pleased. She jigged the baby on her knee and they laughed together. "Thank you, God, for making me happy again," she said, "and for giving my kind Ruth a family of her own." One day when Ruth's baby was grown up, he had a little grandson of his own. That baby's name was David, and David became a great king. But that is another story.
What a fantastic story. Thank you so much. I think we all learnt then about how kind Ruth was, and also how God was looking after her all of that time. Now, normally we would start doing some crafts now, so it's a little bit difficult for us to do these on a podcast, but we'll just give you a few ideas of things you may want to do. If you've managed to got some flour and yeast, you could try and make your own bread. Or you could ask your parents to look on the internet, and if they put in Ruth and some crafts, they may find some colouring or some word searches. Or you may want to actually draw a picture of your mum on this special Mother's Day. And if you do some, you could always send them in and we could have a look at them. That would be great. Or maybe some of you would just like to do something really kind for your mum. The other place your parents may want to look is on the Twinkl website, TWINKL, which is free at the moment. And again, if they put Ruth in there, there's some fun face masks that you can make. So I hope at some point today you can have some fun doing some crafts. The other thing we like to do is we like to pray together. Now, we do realise we're aiming this quite a lot at the younger Sunday school. Hopefully it'll be a bit different some other weeks. But in our group in Sunday school, we have Beremy the Prayer Bear. So you may want to actually grab a teddy or something from home, sit round in your circle, and what we do is we pass the bear around, and when we want to pray, we hold the bear, and we either say our prayer out loud, or we just hold the bear and say our prayer inside, because God knows what we want to say, whether we say it out loud or not. And we like to say some thank you prayers, and I'm sure now you'd like to say some thank you prayers for your mum and the other things that you've got. And you also might want to ask God for a few things, especially at this time. So you may want to pause the podcast, pass your teddy around and say a prayer. And then we always like to finish our prayer with a bit of a wind-up amen. So Peter and I are going to do that together now. So we go, Amen. And some of the children might have been doing a few actions for that. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed our podcast. What we're hoping maybe some other weeks is that some of you, we might be able to phone you up sometime and you may be able to say a little bit how life is for you at the moment or anything you'd like to add. But this was just a little bit of a start, so bear with us as it might have been a little bit ropey. But we hope you've had fun and stay safe and well, and God bless you. And we will just finish with a song.
Okay, I wonder if you know this one. How high, how wide, how long, how deep? And you just need to get somewhere where you can stretch out in different directions as we sing this song. How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? He gave up his life, he suffered all that pain, dying on the cross, but then he rose again. How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? Love that never ends, the darkness turns to light, good instead of bad, because he rose alive. How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ? How high, how wide, how long, how deep is the love of Jesus Christ?